Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a fabulous Monday. Today I'm coming at you with our weekly Minks Monday Q&A. Before we get started, let me share the bag that I'm currently rocking, and that is the Louis Vuitton Pochette Accessoire new model in the monogram canvas. Alright, so grab your coffee, grab your tea, let's start your workout, let's go to work, whatever it is that you do, come join me. We have some awesome topics to cover today. Two things you will notice. Number one, oh yes, I got my camera back. I got it at the worst time because I am also sunburnt. So that's why my makeup is looking a tad bit funky. I'm really shiny. It looks like I had a chemical peel. I don't know. It looks like I have the whole raccoon eyes going on. I was trying to do the makeup, all right, and then I just figured it is what it is. It's not happening. And then of course, because I got my camera back, now it's like crystal clear and you can see everything. But I digress. We're all family here. Anyways, all right, so let's get started with the first question from Desaline. Hopefully I said that correctly. When you decide to sell a handbag, do you wait for a price increase so that you can make a bit more money on it? Also, do you think that a certain Louis Vuitton pattern holds its value the best? These are great questions. Okay, so when I decide to sell a handbag, do I wait for the price increase so I can make a bit more money? I don't. I know that some people end up doing that, but for me, it's usually when I end up selling a bag, I detach from it so that way I don't have seller's remorse. I've never had seller's remorse, and you know, I end up detaching from it, and usually I'll end up selling a bag because I might have something on my mind. I might have something on the horizon as far as getting another piece, whether it's a handbag or a small leather good. So I try to get rid of it as quickly as possible. But no, I don't end up doing that. And do I think that a certain Louis Vuitton pattern holds its value the best? I do. As much as I would want it to be Damier Ebene, because Damier Ebene was the first one out of the three canvas prints, you know, and it has so much history to it, and I'm a big fan of Damier Ebene. Between the three prints, Damier Jour, Damier Ebene, and Monogram. Monogram actually ends up holding its value the best, more than anything. If you have two handbags and one is Damier Ebene or one is Damier Jour and the other one is Monogram, the Monogram will always end up selling first, and that's usually between any of the handbags that are out there, that's usually the first one to go, or that's the first one that's normally sold out, which is kind of crazy because a lot of people feel that Monogram can be a tad bit loud because it has the LV, then it has the flowers on there, but yeah, not surprisingly, but the Monogram definitely holds its value the best. So if you are you know, if you're starting your collection, or if you have a collection where you want to have classics, or if you're thinking about purchasing items and then what if they don't end up working out in the long run and you're thinking about the three canvas prints, I would end up going for Monogram for that reason, if that's what's important to you as far as resale value when it goes to having a collection. But yes, Monogram it is. So hopefully that was able to answer your question. Next question from Luigi Cortez. If you were supposed to buy a Birkin or a Kelly, how would you try to score it? In the traditional way, building a relationship with a store in the US, trying your luck at the FSH in Paris, or in the resale market? This is a wonderful question. Okay, so as much as I would want to say I would love to be able to build a relationship with the sales associate, and then when you finally get that phone call saying, hey, your bag is in your Birkin or your Kelly, it must be one of the most exhilarating experiences, I would imagine. As much as I would want to say that, truthfully, I am just a tad too impatient. I don't have the patience to wait around for the bag. Plus, I'm not really too keen on the entire back association as far as how it goes to acquire Birkin or Kelly. I feel that you have to jump through a lot of hoops, and we all know how that ends up working out with some of my pieces. Of course, I don't have a Birkin or a Kelly, but like I said, I appreciate it, and I think that it must be a great experience, but I just don't have the patience for it. Now, as far as going to the FSH in Paris, again, you're waiting, but the only thing with that is that, let's say that they only have, I mean, you don't have a huge selection to choose from. They might end up having a purple bag, a orange bag, a pink bag. The selection is a lot more limited, and I feel that because people end up waiting sometimes 6 hours at a time, they have to go back multiple times in order to get to score a bag. I feel that sometimes if it's, only these two colors that are available, after all of that time, you want to walk away with something. So as much as, as great as that experience would be also, I feel that if I'm going to spend the amount of money that I'm going to spend on a Birkin or a Kelly, I want to get exactly what it is that I'm looking for. I want to get the exact color, the exact hardware, just make sure that it's the bag that's making my heart sing. I don't want to go for a bag just because that's all they have that's available. You know what I mean? So for that reason, I would end up going the pre-loved market. Now, I know that a lot of people end up frowning on the pre-loved market because it's not the same thing. You know, you're not getting it from the store. You're not getting that phone call or anything like that. But like I said before, when you're going to spend that amount of money, I want to make sure that I'm getting exactly what it is that I'm getting, that I want. You know, if I wanted to have togo leather, if I wanted to have palladium hardware, gold hardware, whatever it is. So that's the best way to get what you want at the moment that you want, because if you end up building the relationship with a sales associate, I mean, it could take years. It could take years, and it might not even end up working out. They might not, you know, ever offer you a handbag. So just the whole waiting around about that part is not the most appealing to me. So out of the three options, I would definitely end up going the pre-loved market to get a Birkin. I know it's not it's not the best thing. It's not the greatest thing to hear, but I gotta be honest. You know what I mean? All right, next question from Leah Ange. What do you think about Karl Lagerfeld collaborating with Vans? All right, I am stoked. Would have been even a little bit better had it been Chanel and Vans, absolutely, but still, it's Karl Lagerfeld. I had a few of you actually direct message me on Instagram letting me know that the collaboration was launching September 2nd? I can't remember, but I've checked them out, and I love the fact that they're black, white, and gray. There's no funky colors. There are some patterns that are a little out there, but the ones that I really like, they are the old school. It looks like they have tweed with you know, just the regular old school silhouette, but I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. I love Karl Lagerfeld. I love Vans, and the fact that they collaborated together is just amazing. And I'm looking forward to adding one of them to my Vans collection, because you know, I feel like I know that I've been saying I gotta take it easy with the sneakers. I gotta stop. But come on. You have to, right? When it's Karl Lagerfeld, you have to. But yes, I love them, and I can't wait to add one to my collection. Next question from S. Meyer. Thinking about getting my first Chanel bag. How exciting. I really like the Gabrielle, but even reviews I've read that like it say it's not a first bag. What do you think? This is a great question, and I got the opportunity to try on the Gabrielle finally at the boutique when we were on Oahu, and I know that a lot of people are a big fan of the Gabrielle. They love the silhouette. They love how comfortable it is, and it's not for me. I do appreciate it, but it's not for me. I find it to be a tad too busy, but I can kind of understand what they're saying as far as it's not a first bag, only because some of the characteristics that the Gabrielle has, as far as the type of texture that the leather has, the type of hardware, it's a little different from some of the other bags that they have available for the fashion house, such as classic flaps or the reissue or anything like that. So whereas the lambskin, the caviar leather, and more of the textures, more of the materials that they end up using for the other bags as the reissue and the classic flaps, they have more small leather goods that are available, so you can kind of get a feel for the material in that sense, going for those types of bags versus going for the Gabrielle that's a little bit newer and they don't have as big of a selection. However, when it comes to a first Chanel bag, there is nothing, I mean, you don't have to go for small leather goods. You don't have to go for a classic flap. You don't have to go for a reissue. You don't have to go for anything like that. If a bag that's a seasonal bag, or if it's the Gabrielle, or if it's a backpack, or whatever it is making your heart sing, that's all that matters. There is no right or wrong way in order to start a collection or to get your first bag. If the Gabrielle speaks to you, if you love it, if it makes your heart sing, if you're thinking, oh my goodness, I love everything about this bag, then I would end up going for it. And then you can end up, you know, going the other route, because you'll always have those other items available that you can end up getting, those key pieces or those you know, those classic pieces. They will always have classic flaps. They will always have small leather goods that, you know, the card holders and, you know, so many of these other types of items that they'll have available, whereas the Gabrielle might not always be available at the boutiques. I know that some of my very good friends on Instagram, they've had a hard time trying to find, you know, the combination that they've been looking for, because it's such a sought after bag. So Don't listen to anything like that. If it makes your heart sing, if you love it, then go for it. And if you do, congratulations on your first Chanel. That is so exciting. But hopefully that was able to help. Next question from Catherine Durate. Does your husband still put small toys in your handbag? For those of you that are probably thinking, wait, what? Robert used to put little toys inside of my handbag. So sometimes when I would end up doing my what's in my bag videos, I'd end up finding them just randomly in my bag. But no, he doesn't do that anymore. I wish he did, but no, he doesn't. Next question from ChocoCat178. Do you have a preference for made in France, Spain, or USA? I spoke to the sales associate who sold me my Speedy B25 a few weeks ago in Monogram. Very first luxury purchase ever. How exciting. Congratulations. Fantastic, fantastic choice. And she said that all the artisans who make the items are trained in France and that all the materials are still imported from France, so the quality is the same. I just would love to know your thoughts. Great question. And all of the items, all of the artisans, whether they are working in Italy, US, Spain, France, they have all been trained the same. And even the pieces that are from the US, they have a little tag that says made of imported materials, if I'm not mistaken, where it used to say made in the USA. And I've talked about this before. I consider myself a made in France snob to a certain extent. And I'll tell you why. Because for me, when I end up seeing a French fashion house and I see those three words that say made in France, for me, I just feel like it makes my heart flutter a little bit more. It makes my heart sing a little bit more just because, it's being made where the fashion house is from. So for me, I feel that sometimes it ends up elevating the item a little bit more, and I get really excited whenever I find an item that says made in France. I'm just like, hurrah, I found a made in France. Especially here in the States. It's almost impossible to find a handbag that is made in France. They're almost all made in the US, and there's quite a few that I've seen made in Spain as well. Or not made in Spain, made in Italy, but it also depends on the material. But I think that all of the bags, whether they're US, Spain, France, whatever it is, I think that they are all fantastic. And for me, would it deter me from adding an item that isn't made in France? If I go to a boutique, let's say that I'm looking for this, this specific handbag, and it doesn't say made in France, would it deter me from purchasing it? Not necessarily. The only time that I will go out of my way to find a made in France piece is if that's the trifecta that I'm going for. For example, my Speedies. The Speedy 30 in Damier Ebene, I know I could have gotten it at the boutique long before we went to London, but I know that I had a better chance of getting a made in France Speedy there. So I waited. Plus that was also the souvenir that I was looking for. Same thing when we went to Paris. And then I have my Mon Mono that is made in France because all Mon Mono pieces are made in France. And the only one that really caught me by surprise was my Speedy 25 bandolier that Robert got me for Valentine's Day, which is also made in France. But for me, my Neverfulls, all three of my Neverfulls, I love them to pieces. I've talked about them often. I have put those bags through the ringer, and all three of them are made in the US, and I wouldn't change them for anything in the world. If someone had a made in France Neverfull and they offered to switch it out with my made in the US pieces, I would say no, just because I love those bags so much. So it doesn't deter me from adding any other type of, looking for any other made in France or made in this or made in that. But when I do find those pieces, it does, I'm not gonna lie, it makes my heart sing a little bit louder, all right? It is what it is. And also when it comes to made in France pieces on the resale market, sometimes those have a better resale value than anything else, more than US, Spain, or any other country. Because I feel that it's the same thing. I feel that a lot of people maybe feel the way that I do. I'm just assuming that you have a French fashion house and you want to see those three, you want to see those three words. But no, I love them all equally. And whenever I'm in the boutique, it doesn't matter where they come from. I'm a big fan. I got nothing but love for LV. You know what I mean? So hopefully that was able to answer your question. All right, next one from Nessa Callie. Please show us how you attach your luggage tags to your bags. I can never get mine to look as nice as yours. Please, Minnie, show me your ways. Laughing out loud. All right, so I did do a video on luggage tags, or how to attach a luggage tag, I think a million years ago. So it's been quite some time. But usually when you end up getting your luggage tags, Here I have just a large luggage tag. It doesn't have to be large, it could be small, any size luggage tag, it doesn't matter. But you'll end up seeing it just like so. Not gonna lie, the first time I tried to attach it to one of my bags 100 years ago, I was losing my cool because I could not figure it out for the life of me, because these things can be a little tricky. All right, maybe they're not tricky for everyone, but they're tricky for me. All right, so you'll end up seeing it like this, but in order to make them really lay flat up against the bag, if you end up just kind of looping this on the back side, if you end up looping this through, whenever you attach your luggage tag to your bag, it'll end up sticking out just because it's flat. I mean, you're just kind of looping it through the normal way with the luggage tag, right? Or with the tag. But in order to make it really lay flat up against your bag, you want to twist it. And what I mean by that is, let me show you guys. You want to twist it so it kind of looks like this on the front, okay? And it looks like this on the back. See how it kind of goes on the top part? It loops over a little bit more, twists a little bit, versus it being like this, because if you end up doing it like this, it'll end up laying flat. If that's what you want, then go for it. But for me, I really like to see them flat up against the bag. All right, so you end up just kind of going like this, and you loop it this way. So it looks kind of like that. And you will notice it is really hot in here. It is so humid outside, my gosh. All right, so you can see that it kind of ends up doing this a little bit. So what you end up doing is after you have it this way, you end up just feeding it through here. All right. Hopefully you guys are gonna be able to see it. Goes like this, like that, and then you feed it through, and voila. Voila. So you still have this little curly Q at the top, and it ends up laying flat. Sometimes if you end up putting the handles down, it makes it look a lot flatter than what it normally is. But even here, even when I have my handles up, you can see that it lays pretty flat up against my bag. So hopefully that is able to help. If that doesn't help, let me know, and I will do a quick dedicated like 3-minute video to it, showing you how I do it on my handbags. But hopefully that, like I said before, that was able to help. It is so hot in here. It is so hot. If I had any makeup besides the one on my eyes, it would be melting. All right, next question from Mildred Sullivan. Hopefully I said that correctly. I'm thinking of buying a Givenchy Antigona small. Do you like yours? My eyes are always drawn to yours in the background, laughing out loud. Here is the Givenchy Antigona small in the black pebbled leather with the silver hardware. Do I still love this bag? I do. I am looking forward to using it in the fall and in the winter time. Usually in the spring and summertime, I end up going for smaller handbags, lighter handbags, only because it gets so hot and humid where I live, kind of like today. But no, I do love this bag. I love the structure that it has, and the fact that you also have a detachable shoulder strap makes for a very, very versatile bag. So I am a big fan of it. I also love the fact that it doesn't necessarily have to have the metal feet on the bottom, but this really also ends up helping out if you end up setting your bag down. So you won't end up having too many scuff marks on here. You might end up having them here, not too bad. But I really like the chunky hardware that it has. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of it because they feel that it's a little too big, but I don't know, it's very different from all of my other handbags. All of my other handbags have very dainty hardware, and this one just seems like it's meaty. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense or not. But yes, I'm still a big fan, and I think Givenchy has incredible, incredible leather. So I would definitely go for it if it makes your heart sing. All right, and the last question from JBV65. I know you like the Saint Laurent SLGs. However, I can't remember if you have commented on the Sac de Jour. I can't wear heavy bags anymore, and the minis are too small for things I want to carry. I am looking at the baby Sac de Jour, which can really hold a lot. I know it has an adjustable strap and a zip out divider. It is very sturdy, and the textured leather looks better than regular pebbled leather. Have you ever tried this bag, and did you like it? Wonderful question. When it comes to Saint Laurent, a lot of you know I'm a big fan of their of all of their pieces. I love their leathers. I feel that they're extremely durable, especially their pebbled leather. And have I tried out the Sac de Jour or the baby Sac de Jour? I have. When I first saw the Sac de Jour, I was really excited. It kind of reminded me of a Birkin. And when I went to try it on, I tried on all the most of the sizes that they had available at the time. And you know, as much as I like it and as much as I end up going for structured handbags, I felt that it was just a tad too structured. And I will end up putting a link to it on the description box below if you guys want to have a little bit more eye candy, because I know I didn't really provide a lot of eye candy today. But when it comes to the sac de jour, I believe, or the baby sac de jour, is it $22.50? Is that how much it retails for? I think it's $22.50. So it has a pretty good price point for, you know, the quality of leather that you're getting, but I still feel that it's just a tad too structured. And I honestly feel that it's a little bit heavy, a little bit heavier than I would like. When I did put it on, I felt that I could, like, I can sense the weight of the bag. You know what I mean? You know how there's sometimes when you end up putting a bag crossbody, or you end up putting a bag on your shoulder, and you can't really feel the bag, so it kind of adds to the comfort of the bag. When it came to the sac de jour on any size, I felt that it was very noticeable. You know, but if you're looking for structured, if you're looking for great leather, and it is versatile, then I think that that is a great bag. But like I said before, it is just a tad too heavy, and that's without anything inside of the bag. Once you start adding your items inside, it might make for an even heavier bag than before. Like I said, the structure is great, and it's just very, it kind of reminds me of like a little briefcase, to be honest. Because of the type of structure that it has. But I mean, you don't have to worry about it just kind of deflating or just falling apart or anything like that, because it ends up holding its shape so well. So unfortunately, it's not for me, but I do appreciate all of the details that they have. I just felt that it was just a little too much for my own taste, but hopefully that was able to help. All right, you guys, so that does it for Minks Monday Q&A. I hope I was able to help. You guys had some amazing, amazing questions. And again, my apologies for the lack of eye candy. But now we are in September, so now that means that I can go back to chatting with you guys in the comments. I know that these last 3 weeks I was pretty much MIA, and I love being able to connect with you guys. I love being able to give you guys feedback, or vice versa, whenever I'm in the comment section with you. So now everything should be back to normal. We are still on vacation, so my next video won't be for probably Thursday, Friday. I have a haul video from the items that I purchased when we were in Hawaii, and I also have my FabFitFun unboxing. I know everyone's already done their unboxings, but I like to give you guys my 2 cents, so I figured why not, and I might end up squeezing another video in there. I'm going to try my hardest. If not, then everything will go into next week. But thank you guys so much for all of the love and the support these last couple of weeks that I have, you know, I haven't been able to communicate with you guys. It's been so awesome just reading your guys' comments, and it seriously makes my day. And I love the fact that you guys love the little Jansport from my favorites video. I thought that was amazing. But again, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for being such just a beacon of light when it comes to, you know, to being able to connect with you guys. So I will see you later this week. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day, you guys.